So wind variability is a factor that often kind of gets lost when you're looking at averaged wind roses or hourly summaries. We sample wind every 8 seconds, and even between those points, I think there's a lot of activity. If you ever look at an anemometer, you can see how much it really moves. And so turbulence, rapid fluctuations in the wind's direction and speed, this drives dispersion. And so traditional plume models, if you're just using environmental factors to estimate a sort of textbook turbulence intensity using averaged values, you're often missing what's happening kind of from moment to moment. So this animation shows why. I've dialed up the wind variability in here, and you can see that by ignoring these rapid shifts on the left, we're showing just sort of how the plume gets sort of translated left and right. And the molecules, in reality, they aren't politely sort of sliding left and right with the wind direction changes. They're going to mix chaotically and interact with each other, and that's going to drive up dispersion. And so our updated model leans more heavily on those real observed variabilities rather than using sort of textbook classifications. Captures more of the real physics without requiring computationally expensive CFD. Another key learning we had was from observing nighttime pooling. This is an issue that we've come across a fair amount. And initially, I think we assumed that it was just kind of due to reduced wind speed. It was often a nighttime phenomenon where you'd get a lot of elevated readings across a facility. But what we found is even controlling for that wind speed, the behavior persisted. And so what we realized was the missing piece was solar radiation. So during the day, obviously sunlight hits the ground, and there is a heating action that drives convective turbulence. And effectively, we're pumping the plume upwards and outwards and spreading it. And so at night, without solar heating, the atmosphere becomes highly stable and this dispersion collapses. So this is the same mechanism behind temperature inversions, where you see trapped fog or clouds early in the morning, especially on calm evening environments. So this model now incorporates that it uses solar angle, so it's based on latitude and time of year, and it uses that as a direct input into stability. And so now we better capture both daytime and nighttime dispersion.